Grand rising to all the excellencies and royalties in the house, Her Majesties and His Majesties. It's a privilege and honor always together in the gatherings of the sons and daughters of this continent. We actually celebrate, we remember Haiti, we remember the revolution, we remember Jamaica, we remember all the heroes that come out of the Caribbean. Yes, they were the first sons and daughters of this continent that were taken out that direction to the west. And today we all were ignited to have our own sovereignty and independence because of our brothers there. They reminded us that we were born to be free and sovereign. And today when we stand with them, this is Mfanelo Ndlovu. I'm connecting from the southern tip of the continent, Azania, Africa, from the tribe that you probably all know, the Zulu Nation. You've heard the legacy of our kings who fought and resisted the occupation of our lands and sovereignty, coming against the British and the Dutch with guns, but we were carrying a spear of the nation and the shields made of our cattle, valuable assets. They stood the ground then, basically with nothing. Today we have grown. We've become, a mighty people across the Atlantic, across the Indian Ocean, across the Mediterranean. We are literally all over the world. In fact, 1 in 4 is an African today. So even in the global labor force, 2 in 4 is an African. So we are mighty. We have all the intellectual property now, all the intelligence. We've learned, we have so many skills. In fact, we hold the most buying powers of any groups in the world today as people of Africa and Afro descendants. So we give thanks to Afro Nation, Afro Descendants Nation. We give thanks to the rising kingdoms, Kingdom of Asipa. We give thanks to the Zulu Nation here, to Mkondo Wesizwe. We are mentioning these because there is a rising, there is solidarity that is happening, there is a gathering that is happening. So we were about to witness the greatest, exodus of our time when we evacuate Babylon, when we leave the systems that have oppressed us, the banking systems that have long enslaved us, the unfair laws, unjust laws that have, we talk of reparations, we talk of all of these things. I think our time has come. We have the critical mass to shift the scale in our favor. Fortunately, destiny brings us here. It happens to be this generation that is now favored. Finally, it's the same way when Moshe was born. Yahweh said, I've heard the cries of my people. And, when he heard the cries of his people, what did he do? He sent them a leader. He sent them a leader. And that means in this hour, all what we were waiting for and all what we were looking for are leaders that will gather the sons and daughters of the Most High. Africa was always his favorite. It is his storehouse. Ask yourself, why are you sitting in the most powerful asset of the globe? When the West is talking about the economy, today they talk about 300 billion as the global debt. That global debt, 300 billion, is actually backed up by natural resources of Africa and our human resources of Africa. All the economies in the globes were built at the back of our human resource and our natural resources. This is it. That means we were the most favored people. We still are, because without Congo in the picture, we don't have Elon Musk. We don't have Tesla. We don't have these smartphones or smart cities. We have nothing. Without those sons and daughters mining the cobalt and the coltan in Congo, we do not have these smart technologies that America makes a lot of noise about. They are nothing without Africa. They are nothing without Congo. So today, what we are sending a message across in all directions of the world, the north, the south, the east, the west. We are speaking to the sons and daughters of this continent. Mother Africa is calling back on you. It's time for our solidarity. It's time for our sovereignty. Yes, you heard the princess. It's time for action. And that action, I want us to imagine for a second. What happens when we eventually get the reparations we want? What happens when they release all these trillions in these nations? The 14 nations that gathered around the Berlin table. There were 14 of them, including the Arabs, the Ottoman Empire. Now, what happens if we now hold them accountable and they pay the billions? You see, if they gave us these billions today, they will all go back to them, simply because it will be like pouring money in the bucket and there's too many holes. It just leaks back to them because we have not prepared ourselves. We have not built our own cars, because we will take it and go buy a car, from their technology. We will buy devices, we'll buy clothes, we'll eat food, which is produced by their factors of production, not ours. So we need to now, the solidarity that we're talking about today, the action that is being put on the table is that we need to have our own financial institutions, our own banks, our own reserve bank, our own reserve currency. Because when that reparation comes, it needs to be invested in our own industries, in our own, develop our own smart cities, right? Raise our own sons and daughters and build universities, and our engineers here, renewable energy, all of that technology, we need to do it. So we've got an example to do. We need to make and demonstrate this solidarity with Haiti and with Sahel region. We are standing with Burkina Faso and the Sahel states. We stand with Haiti. Let those be the two projects that 2026 we channel all of our solidarity and our sovereignty and turn those into our own Wakanda, smart cities, and build our own beautiful things there and shock the world. Chinese cannot solve our problems, neither can Europe, neither can Russia do it. It has to be us, sons and daughters of this continent. So we celebrate this moment we have here. We do not take it light. We recognize the humble beginnings, but a declaration has been made. 2025 will go down in history as the most significant year for the solidarity of our people. Thanks to Trump, he's accelerating that journey. So hopefully, anyone who's hearing the sound of Mother Africa call now, it's not time to hold back. Release and come. And let's gather. We need to reach all 2 billion of us scattered across all 195 nations. We need to stand together. If there was a time to stand together, it is today. So, with those words, I yield. Thank you so much, King.